Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the next episode of 100 Season 5. The last episode that we watched was Acceptable Losses, my first one back since the big break that I took, and that revolved around the plan that Octavia had to basically send in a Trojan horse to the camp that are at the Shallow Valley to basically unleash the sand snake things onto them, to kill them, and they had that going on, and there was Maddie who's getting close to Octavia, and they want to try and shut down the eye in the sky so they can attack the camp. Lots of different pieces in play. I feel like for you guys watching in the future, where maybe you're watching like the whole playlist from like the start to the end, like I've done with people watching shows before, I feel like I've said that sentence probably a few times in the show. There's all these different pieces in play, trying to see like where the pieces move to on the chessboard, and like as we get close to the inevitable battle towards probably the last couple episodes of the season. So I feel like that's going to be where it goes, but we'll have to wait and see. This episode is called How We Get to Peace. So I'm hoping there's going to be some sort of discussion or rhetoric about trying to find a peaceful way to bring an end to this war. Because I think it was Dioza at one point actually that said the best way to... What was it? It was a quote she quoted from a book, I think. Is it The Art of War? And essentially the quote was something along the lines of, the best way to win a war is by peace. Something like to that effect anyway. And obviously that means like the best way to stop a war for all sides realistically is to get peace, because then you stop death and loss. But obviously to some leaders of a war, some camps, that's the wrong way to think, because they want to win and beat the other team outright. They don't want to come to peace. They don't want a stalemate or a what's the word I'm going to use? I don't know, but they don't want to like just agree on terms and settle, I guess. They want to win and destroy the other side. So the way that Octavia's head is at the moment, she wants to win, whereas I think the DOs would consider more peaceful action, which she's done. She's allowed people to come from Octavia's camp to hers, probably knowing full well that Octavia's not planning to back down. But it does seem like Dio's is more into how can we do this peacefully, whereas Octavia's like, how do we destroy them? So I'm very excited to see what happens. We've got 7 episodes left of the season, 6 episodes left. This is episode number 8. So we've got 6 episodes left, which is exciting, really exciting. I like the fact that even though I stopped halfway through the season, it doesn't mean that I'm close towards whatever crazy stuff happens at the end of the season. What else am I excited to see happen? Like I say, I want to see more of Octavia. I'd like to see more of Monty, because I don't feel like he's had a lot to do this season. I know he's like the tech guy, but it feels like he's been quite in the background a lot. He's got a little bit to do here and there, but not had a ton to do. He was a little bit in the last episode with the Jasper letter, which was really sad. But I'm excited to see more of that, and to see the Shaw, Raven, and... really popular. There's so many characters in the show that the names are really hard to kind of get down. Echo. And see their little dynamic and how that changes now that he's a prisoner, because they threw him under the bus, even though he was trying to help them. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, well, he was sort of helping them. It was kind of complicated, but yes. And McCreary, I want to see McCreary and Murphy and Emori and see where things go with that and the Maddie stuff. So let's jump into the episode to find out. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down below in the comment section what you thought of the episode, if you enjoyed my reaction, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already for the rest of season 5. And there's a playlist on my channel with all 4.5 seasons so far. Let's jump into the 100 season 5 episode 8. I was going to say Acceptable Losses, that was last episode. The 100 season 5 episode 8, How We Get to Peace. My hair just does not do what I want it to do. It looks alright from that side, but when you go to that side it just looks a proper mess, so I'm thinking I might shave my head again. And from the previously on, they're going to take Octavia out. I don't think they will though. I think they'll try.
But your Red Queen doesn't seem like the type.
I don't think they will.
Let us worry about that.
Bellamy would not let that happen.
That was reckless.
I mean, what they could do.
That was before Octavia made Maddie her second.
show everyone that Maddie's a Nightblood.
That army marches to war as soon as they find out the eye is down. I can't let that happen.
So we don't tell anyone.
They'll know as soon as we drive away.
Yeah.
Cheers, we grab Maddie and we go.
Bellamicia's by her side.
She's my sister, Clark.
I know. Tell me
Oh,
what else to do.
it's scary.
We stop the war.
How?
She's meeting me before the afternoon meal so I can take
That's
her to the...
enough.
Hey, give it back!
Monty, Bellamy's right. Cooper's worse than Octavia.
She is.
No
Well,
offense.
in some ways. But maybe if they show that everyone
Besides,
that Maddie's a
Cooper's
Nightblood,
been in a coma for almost a week. By the time it's ready to eat,
The
we're
first
not
they
And we're not gonna eat it this time. We're gonna feed it to the police.
people might start following her rather than
Make the farm
Octavia.
viable again, then we'll still have a chance.
List of the people you killed? For that, I need a bigger notebook.
Ugh,
Buy my
she was a
haircut.
terrorist.
I got an interesting call on the radio. Abby's daughter. Clark radioed? Why? I think she may try and kill your Red Queen. She'll get killed. Maybe.
Do I think
But I
Clark
told
would
her
actually
once
do
it's
it?
done and one crew surrenders,
No.
we'll share this valley.
Cut to me in 2 episodes' time, Octavia's like beheaded and Clark's there like, ah.
It's John Murphy.
We have McCreary. You ever want to see him alive?
Not a bad deal.
You know him. Will he follow through? Probably. I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Pot kettle black
Coming
much.
from you.
Thank you, Murphy.
Last chance. Our hostage for yours.
May God have mercy on his soul.
I mean, as much as I'd love for them just to kill him,
Calls, 2 problems solved. What are the odds?
they're gonna do something stupid and keep him alive.
That could have gone better.
Having sacrificed the few to save the many more times than I care to admit. Eventually, the few becomes the many. The ends don't always justify the means, and if you don't know that by now, after everything you've been through, then you're just as bad as Octavia. And we're already lost.
That comment seemed to hit pretty home. Hit pretty home? What am I talking about? Hit home pretty hard. Ooh. Oh God. What?
Did you feel that?
Feel what?
What?
One of the abscesses broke apart.
It was the sound waves.
I'm sure of it. I can dissolve them.
Maybe don't find a cure for them till some of them have gone at least. There's less people to help. To
I just need more power.
kill. No, not this guy's creepy. I like his tattoo though.
Sonic drill. It uses sound waves to pulverize rock.
Yeah.
It's a good idea, Vincent. But unless there's a prisoner at this camp that's an engineer, there's...
Raven. I was gonna say you can't just shoot people with that gun because we've seen what happens. It literally tears people apart in a horrible, bloody.
Raven, no.
Posse.
My friend Echo wants to kill you. So I have no one to finish.
Oh, he's sexy
Tell
though.
Diosa, I'll deny it.
Even if he's beat up, I still would. Watch your back, Shaw.
There's a failsafe in the processing room. I saw it when I was there. A way to kill the worms if they ever...
Folly. Cooper would never push that button.
Folly.
And since she's the only one that handles the
Cooper
worms,
would be dead.
Oh
Make it look like
Lord.
an accident.
Oh Lord.
You would be the first responder.
I mean, I'm very fine with Cooper
Hit the
dying.
failsafe button. No more worms.
Good plan.
no more war.
But it's the 100. Things don't go to plan on this show ever.
I've been here for days. You're not collared.
Oh yeah, they won't have seen each other since
I saw Kane.
6
Why
years
haven't I
ago.
seen you?
I'm sorry.
They had the Lodium.
Listen, I think I can cure them.
Hethelodium.
I need you to be able to take the power from this and make it come out of this.
No. If they're dying, let them.
Oh, that's what I said.
Raven, I'm a doctor. I cannot do that.
It's the nitrogen. And that took less than a day. In a week, the entire farm could be... You don't want to do that. The first culture even from an old strain like this, isn't safe. I mean, it is for the plants, but on the ring, they put one of my friends in a coma.
I'll keep that in mind.
I feel like that's going to be used at some point, because I don't think until
Monty, here's the truth.
this episode it's been mentioned.
We leave in a few hours.
Is someone there?
Oh, it's so annoying. It's one of those situations, like, for once she was actually, like, being nice, and...
Monty, come on. We need to look at the processing room.
What the hell are you
Shit.
doing?
Explain later.
And of course, I help. Because what's one more, right? We're already murderers.
That's not fair. We're talking about taking one life to save hundreds.
Really? Then let's kill Octavia. Didn't think so.
He's got a point, though.
I could use someone like you in my crew.
Now, see, that's funny to me
Don't
because
do it.
your crew doesn't seem to miss you much at all. We offered to trade you for Raven, yet here you still are.
Diosa said no.
No, obviously.
Well, actually, I believe her exact words were, "May God have mercy on his soul."
Oh. I don't think he liked that.
That's where the trading post will be. And next to it, there'll be a farm. And a workshop. And a mill. And a real medical center for Abby. To the south will be homes, dug out of the ground to preserve the trees. And at the center, there'll be a well. A place for people to gather. Talk.
The playground, where kids can blow off steam and bitch about their teachers. And kiss under the bleachers. My kid.
See, I think she's got a heart.
Until I met you, the thought of raising a child in a world like this. You give me hope.
But she's the one that's offered peaceful solutions. She seems very caring now.
It is, isn't it?
And like she potentially does want that nice little community.
Hope.
Hope. Ah. Uh-oh.
We'll both die for this.
Oh god. I don't like that.
Please make it stop.
Let her die. I know it's awful, but just let her die. Let her die.
Let's go. It'll work.
We've killed lots more people at Mount Weather. Just walk away from it. I don't want to see it.
We're running through the woods with a killer, about to become prisoners in order to save our friends, and I find myself wanting to rip your clothes off.
Do it. Do it right there in front of McCreary.
As soon as this fight
Sure you wouldn't mind.
you will fall apart again.
Don't worry.
No.
How does this work? You helped Diosa and she gives you these?
Yeah.
You were scared that she was gonna hurt you. You were scared she was gonna cut you off.
Raven, I will stop.
Said by every addict ever. Well, screw
Yep.
that. I will not help you get your next fix.
Let them die. Let them all die.
There's a hole in her glove. Must have got hit while she was loading them up.
I'm sorry, Bloodarena. If I didn't use the gas and the worms escaped into the bunker.
You made the right call, Indra.
Seems to be
Octavia.
working. But,
But we weren't planning on using the worms.
what?
We are using their eggs. Whoever wanted to make this look like an accident, they didn't know that either.
Oh dear.
Find Clark and Bellamy.
Octavia, take her.
Yeah.
Under arrest for the murder of Kara Cooper.
What?
Yeah.
This is insane.
Is it? We weren't taking the worms. The eggs are already loaded in the rover, so what was Cooper doing there?
We can't let Diosa win.
What are you saying?
Promise me
Don't kill my pretty boy.
I'll be right over there if you need me.
Oh, no, you know.
Drank herself to death.
Right. That makes sense now. Why she was so mad at Abby. But.
Everything okay?
Yes.
Yeah. She's scared now. Because of what she said about him.
But it's a pity you haven't found the cure yet.
Ruthless.
Jesus.
You want your pills. You'll keep it to yourself for now.
They're gonna try and kill each other at some point, probably. I hope.
It's late, Bellamy. If you've come here to beg, just do it.
I'm not here to beg. I came here to tell you that I love you.
Oh.
Very much. No matter what happens.
Okay.
I hope you believe me.
God.
I made a deal with Dioza. If one crew surrenders, we can all live in the valley.
She did. He's put the thing on the thing, the algae thing.
I can't breathe. Help me. Help me.
Just put her in a coma.
What did you do?
I dosed the blower. Monty's algae. By the time you wake up, be in the valley. We'll have peace. My sister. My responsibility.
Well, gosh. That was my reaction to The 100, Season 5, Episode 8? 8? Was it 8? How we get to peace. And as I probably say a lot with The 100, the state of play from the start of the episode to the end is very different to where we like, things have changed so much. Like now, Octavia's in a coma. What? Okay, so where should we start this one? Let's start with Murphy, because it's like a small thing to talk about, but I feel like it's going to lead somewhere maybe. It seems like he's losing a lot of hope, and it kind of reminded me of the Jasper situation where he was just not, he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. He was sick of the fighting, sick of the war, the killing, the deaths, and was just like, let's just die. Like, then when Prime Fire was coming, he just didn't want to fight it no more, and Monty's kind of vibe is reminding me of that, because it seems like he's checking out. Hopefully maybe people can bring him out of it, like his girlfriend, whose name I can't remember. I know she's an important character. I know she's been in it for seasons, and I'm so annoyed with myself that I said last episode, didn't he have a girlfriend for a while? And then in this episode she walked in, I was like, oh yeah, it's her. I'm going to have to look it up because I'm so embarrassed. I'm really embarrassed. Anyway, I just hope that he doesn't go down the same route as Jasper and that he can kind of come out of it the other side. But I don't know. I don't know if... Because he's not in the season much, the little bits they do give him, because they're quite dark, I'm a bit like, oh God, I'm scared. So there was that. And then we had the plan, which I really liked, which was to frame Cooper for... Not really frame Cooper, but just kind of kill Cooper off, and in the process kind of kill the snake things at the same time, so that we can kind of get rid of two birds with one stone. We get rid of the snakes. I keep calling them snakes. Are these snakes? Get rid of those creatures, and that will stop the war, or at least that part of the war, because they don't have the Trojan horse enemy that they needed. And in process, they can take out Cooper at the same time. They did that. They took out Cooper. Beautiful. Didn't like the character. They took out the creatures, and I love that moment where Octavia walked in. She's like, "Oh my God, no!" Oh, she didn't say that, but you know, she was very much like, "Oh dear." And then she was like, but it's fine because we got the eggs. So whoever tried to frame this is, in trouble now. So find Clark for me, please. I was like, oh, shit. As I said, when they started to make any sort of plans, it's never going to go smoothly because it's the 100 and that's the way the show goes. Things just don't go to plan, which is fine. But I didn't think they were going to go wrong so quickly. I thought maybe Cooper would find a way out. Eventually, obviously, she got died pretty quickly, which I was happy about because I didn't like the character. But the fact that Octavia walked in and just knew, because they'd already moved the eggs out to the truck, why would Cooper be in there messing around with the creatures? So she just knew straight away, which is kind of brilliant and kind of really smart move on their part. And yeah, I like that moment because obviously Clark took the rap for it. Bellamy didn't admit it because Clark was like, don't do it. But when she's eventually going to find out, which I presume she will do, then not only was Bellamy a part of it, but Indra was as well. I don't know, actually, because of this new coma situation, that might get kind of forgotten about a little bit, and just like this bit will be the bit she's pissed about because he's put her in a coma. But if it does go as I expect it might do, obviously he'll be in trouble, and she'll be really pissed at Indra because Indra was part of the plan. And I liked the plan. I thought it was good because it killed two birds with one stone, but I did also think it was quite genius how quickly Octavia knew that they were up to no good. That was really smart, so I enjoyed that part. And then sticking with these characters, we then had the end scene where Bellamy drugged Octavia and put her in a coma. Now, the last time they said they put someone in a coma for a month, we don't know if that's going to be the same sort of thing. We know it's the same material, but obviously it's probably going to affect everybody differently. But the weird part about that is, because each episode tends to take place so quickly after one after another, what I then wonder is Octavia going to be out of play for the next few episodes? That could be completely wrong. We might be the next episode, she might be awake again. I could be completely talking out my arse. But yeah, just even the idea of the character being taken out of the play for a few episodes intrigues me because she's such a strong part of the season and every season, but she's such a strong character, being Blood Raina, the leader of these people, that the idea that she might not be around for a few episodes because she's in a coma. Obviously her character still be important in terms of what's happening in the war, but her not being awake and not being able to influence anything herself, it's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. And when she eventually does wake up, how she will be with Bellamy, because obviously we know he's doing it to try and stop the war. She doesn't want to stop the war. He's made that very clear. She wants to end the war. She doesn't want to get to peace like Diyoza talked about. I know Clark talked about it in a really dark way. Actually, talking about the whole Cooper thing, I forgot to mention like the fact that Clark and Bellamy are the ones that locked her in there to die and essentially murdered her. It's really dark, but do I think I would have done the same thing in that situation? Yeah, to be honest, I think I would. And that's putting aside my feelings for Cooper, but it was the best way they saw to peacefully stop this war. Obviously, whilst they succeeded in their part of killing Cooper, it failed in the long term because things had already happened they didn't know about. That was dark, and I have noted that obviously when it came to Mount Weather, when they had to pull the lever, was it press a button, pull a lever? I think it was pull a lever to kill all the people at Mount Weather. That was Clark and Bellamy, and they did this together. So they've got a lot of blood in their hands together. Obviously Bellamy's got more, like the 300 people that he murdered or helped murder. But yeah, that wasn't lost on me. Drugged Octavia. I'm excited to see how that turns out. Going over to the other camp, I really liked the scene between Kane and Diyoza when they were talking on, like above the forest and the trees, talking about there could be a school there, there could be this building there, and a shop there. Did they say a shop? Something there. I really like that scene because it showed a softer side to the characters, particularly Diyoza, who we've obviously mostly seen as a terrorist and a tough leader, and does make tough decisions, understandably so. But she has mentioned a few times, like with the fruit situation and the defectors, that she would like to bring this to a peaceful conclusion if she can. Obviously, they're not leaving her much choice at times, definitely. But I think, like, if anyone's going to bring it to a peaceful solution, it would be her, which really makes me conflicted because there's the mother side of her where she's got a daughter inside her belly, which she wants to call Hope, for hope, and she wants to do this peaceful thing and give the fruit and give the defectors places to stay. But then there's also, she's a terrorist. And she has got people with electric collars around their necks. Obviously, it's, you know, English. You don't know who you can trust, so I understand that part of it. But it's a complicated one. I don't know how to feel about her, but I like that scene. I like that Raven was helping because Raven's a HBIC. And I totally agree now that we know about her mother, which we may have known before. I might have forgotten about that because my memory's terrible. But also, the finer details of the past few seasons, they're gone. They're far gone. Christ, I didn't even remember the name of Monty's girlfriend, or the fact that she was still alive, so even though she's been in the season, so that shows what my memory's like. But yeah, I like that scene. I like that they found a do I like that they found a cure? I like it because it's another one of those things in the 100 where both sides are good in some sense. Like, you cure the people, that's a good thing to do. You're helping people survive. But on the flip side, that is hurting the war because then they've got soldiers that aren't sick anymore and they can take out the people that we know and love. On the flip side, if we let them die, that's a good thing because I think they said 75% of the soldiers are ill. Get them all dead, pretty much the odds are mostly tipped into Octavia's favour. But the bad side of that is you let a lot of people die. Some of them aren't necessarily bad people. They're just fighting for a home and they're fighting, following orders like they're following the orders that they know to do. So the show always does. There's these two very opposed ideas. None of them are outright good and evil ideas. They're both got good ideas. Do we kill people to save our friends? Do we save the people that are going to kill our friends because it's the right thing to do? In a way, but then we let our friends potentially die. You know, it's. I know where I would fall. I would probably let them die. Don't get me wrong. That's what I would probably choose. Is that the right way to go? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't think there's any right or wrong answers in this show, and that's kind of what I like. So it intrigues me to see who falls on what side. And obviously, when Abby is swayed by the drugs, still that storyline, I don't really care about it. Like, I just don't like it. I've watched 1,001 different shows. Well, there's a drug addict storyline. I know it's important. I'm just at the moment, I'm just not interested in it. I just don't care. I'm just not that invested in this storyline. But they got the cure. Raven said no. She's not helping anymore. Obviously, she did the whole shot collar thing to her, which was not nice to see. Abby doing that to her, and then Raven's basically said, yeah, let's kill Shaw. Let you kill Shaw. Please don't make him suffer. Because she knows that the whole idea of the whole... Like, that's another argument thing. Killing Shaw. Great. He's the pilot. If they can't kill Shaw, they can't use the ship. Perfect solution for that problem. But he has been helping at times. He's not I don't think he's a bad person at all. He's just been in a bad situation. Yeah, he's made some mistakes. But I think he's a good person. I tried to help them. And I'm putting aside the fact of how he looks, to me, so fucking pretty. But he has helped them, and he's a good person, and he's been trapped in an impossible situation. And has done the best to protect himself, which is help the bad guys. Quote, unquote, bad guys. Right? So, killing him is a bad thing for that. I hate this show sometimes. Luckily, I'm not at the point where I'm like Pike level, like angry. Like, I don't think I've been angry at a show as much as I was around series 3. Like, I was furious. But actually, that's a lie. Maybe the end of season 4 of Supernatural. If you know, you know. If not, go watch my reactions if you will like Supernatural at the end of series 4. I'm not like devastated emotionally yet with this season, and I'm not angry yet with the season. I'm just enjoying the ride, and I'm hoping I get to that point because this show has made me cry so many times. But yeah, so far I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm enjoying being back into the show, into this universe. I really want to just power through and watch some more episodes, but we're getting towards winter now. The daylight is going to be leaving soonish, and I've already recorded a couple of things today, so I might leave it for today and try and watch another one tomorrow. But yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. The Octavia storyline in particular, how that's going to impact the war, the peace. How do we get to peace? Do we hand over Octavia, or at least say, look, Octavia's out? But with Octavia being out, that also leaves open the position for the Nightblood. Gaia and Maddie could take that position, and I don't know. I just don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited to find out. If you enjoyed the video, please let me know down in the comments your thoughts of the episode and the reaction. And please, God, don't hate me for forgetting that Monty had a girlfriend, because she's lovely. I know that when she... I know she's really nice. I just completely forgot about her. I blame my memory. I'm getting old, right? I'm getting old. Yeah, I enjoyed the episode. Please let me know down below what you thought. Thanks for watching. As always, my name is Scott. I hope you guys are well. Taking care of yourselves and staying safe. Leave some comments down below. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already for the rest of Season 5. Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you very soon for the next episode. Bye, guys. Stay safe.